Hey, spin a little something, what you gon' do with a little money? Drop a little something, what you gon' do with a little money? Shake a little something, what you gon' do with a little money? What you gon' do with a little money? She dropping on a pole, I walk away.
Play!
No.
Games! We back, baby!
Yep. Quarantine edition.
Social distancing.
Yep.
So, welcome to the Play No Games podcast / show. You have your handsome, sexy host. Let me get the glasses for him. Let me flex. Ooh, let me get up real close. It's been a while. Ooh, it's the Casanova, Mr. Steal Your Girl, Keep Your Girl, Rob Gill.
And his co-host, for my open office over here, it's Cos.
That's it. No sauce. No sauce.
That's it. That's it for today.
All right. Well, let's start our first social distancing Play No Games episode. And I'm not gonna lie, I fucking put this off as long as I could. I just didn't want to do this shit where I was kind of like, I want to see my friend. And
yeah, no, I feel you.
Yo, I just, hey, we gotta have some content. I'm gonna keep it a bean. We gotta have some content. How you feeling?
Yeah.
How you feeling doing this? Like this?
Doing this over Zoom, I have no issue. Like I told you, I have Zoom classes right now in college, so for me, I'm comfortable with Zoom. You know, we're friends. So it's just it's good to see your face somewhat live.
Okay. We got a big. Wait a second. I'm not a bad friend, but we got a big senior. We got a big senior on here. We graduated.
Yep. Best year to graduate, 2020. I get a virtual commencement. I get no job. It's the best, man.
I'm curious. Are the tests and exams easier because everything's more online?
Yes and no. To be honest, I haven't had a lot of tests this term. It's been all projects, which that makes it a little tricky. Being able to, because it's all team projects, so being able to communicate with your group members, scheduling a time when you can all meet over Zoom, and making sure everyone gets their shit done on these specific days. It is a little bit of a barrier, but it's not that bad.
All right. Well, if you haven't at this moment, I want you know what you got to do. You got to click that words. See, I've done this a while. You know what you have to do. Click that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Help us guys out. Click that shit. We know what we're talking about. # emotional intelligence. But why we are doing this in this way is because of COVID-19, man. Fuck. How have you been social distancing? How have you been doing?
I've been okay. Starting to lose my mind a little bit, maybe. Just I don't know. I'll be honest. For the first month, I didn't see anyone, but May, I'm noticing, following what other people have done, starting to create kind of a small circle of people that I trust, that I know where they go to work, who they work with, that I feel comfortable to, be around them within 6 feet, almost like an STD circle.
Okay.
So just, keeping a close-knit group has helped, just actually be able to see friends and have conversations and just be social. And I feel like a lot of people are going to start doing that, because I've noticed other people doing it too, to where they've opened themselves up a little bit just to the closest people.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Oh, well, one second. Before I take that, I'm curious. Have you ran into any Karens while you've been hanging out with your friends?
Any Karens? Oh, to call us out?
Yes.
No, because we don't go anywhere. We just go to either the like my house or their house. We don't go anywhere public.
All right, safe, safe, safe. Yo, like COVID for me has. I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing things differently, but like I'm still nonstop. I'm still seeing clients. I'm still,
Hmm.
making different, I should. It's not lesson plans, but target goal summaries for different clients and things like that. And I have the pleasure of working in the medical field, as a therapist. And yeah, like I was able to work from home for about a month for a little bit, and like I was doing the whole telehealth thing, which was cool. But now I'm more back in the office, and I'm seeing patients not in my personal room, but like in a different medical rooms, and keep that thing separate. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big introverted extrovert, or no, I'm an extroverted introvert. So I can like be by myself. Like I have no problem doing that. But I can also like, yo, let's get the gang up, let's do this. And like I feel like I wasn't too affected because like my friends weren't comfortable like wanting to hang out, and I also adopted the same strategy you did. I know these people are social distancing appropriately and things like that, or me as well. I would like, oh, let's go to the house, or let's go to In and Out, or some shit like that. But like I've witnessed just like on the mental health side that there's been like a lot of breakdown. Especially I would say, if I'm being honest, in the people I've seen, more so than a lot of men, of
Mm.
just anxiety and like fear with like careers. And like I get it, I understand. But I'll talk about that in a moment. But I would say mainly for me, just being home. I stay with a vulnerable parent at the meantime. But I have a wild conspiracy theory.
Would you like to share?
Of course. Um, Once again, I'm a therapist, but not, not a psychiatrist, not a doctor, not any doctors I work with. But I think we all have it, but we all have different degrees of it. And like, depending upon like if you have like pre-existing conditions, can like exacerbate it or not. And like, um, and like obviously, children and elderly are most vulnerable. It's just like we already have it. It's kind of like how can we like be more preventative? But that's just like my own conspiracy theory slash what I've listened and heard from different doctors and stuff I work with. But yeah, I just think we all have it, and hopefully, I don't know. I don't know how gyms and malls and shit's gonna look. What do you think? You got any conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy theories. I don't know. I got a lot. I don't
Yeah.
know how many I want to share. Do I think this is a planned disease attack? Maybe. But in terms of how stuff's gonna open up, I think it's really gonna start with like they're gonna try to make social distancing rules. I've seen it with gyms, like in Georgia. Gyms have like they created little like squares that were all like 6 feet apart, and like within those squares they put equipment like free weights and that type of stuff, and said like this is how we can operate right now. Does that stuff work? Yeah, maybe. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a analyst that looks at the numbers and that, but it's hard to think that that's going to be like long term.
Mm.
Being like, hey, 10 people at a time inside Nordstrom's at the mall at Washington Square. Like it's but that's how I think it's going to start when stuff starts opening up.
Oh, actually, my mom sent my family group chat. There's like this dope thing, and it was kind of like I don't know if this was in Norway, but it was some European not culture, but country. But like they had like these like it was so dope. It was like a 2-person like eatery, and like they had this like nice like glass box, and I was like, yo, that's so fucking innovative. Like I would have a date night in that fucking shit on its own. Like I gotta see if I can find that, and I'll try to see if we can flash it on the screen. But it was so tight, candlelit, and like it was so like accessible for like the server too, where it's kind of like they had like the opening in the back where they could put the tray there, and then like you just put the tray and slide in, and it was effortless. I was like, yo, that's lit.
They feed you like a caged animal.
Oh, yeah, we are. Thanks for destroying one of my take that out of my date book. Never mind.
No, that's cool. That's innovative. It's stuff like that that's gonna help us. Not the people that don't wear masks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, how do you? I'll just speak from just like, because I'm able to talk to a lot of different people on the daily, but like I get a mixed bag of people who believe in COVID, not believe in COVID, and it's kind of hard to like keep I have to be neutral and shit like that. But like, I think when we're outside, and once again, this is what I think, if you're not like conjugating together, like me and you like at a Kendrick concert, and we're like, I think that's how we're gonna get COVID. But like, if we're like 6 feet away and we're outside, you don't have the mask, I have the mask, I think we're good, because I can say for myself, I've gone on runs without masks, and I just see people on runs with masks, and I'm just like, yeah, right, I ain't Bane.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Some people because that's some people aren't super well informed. Most people aren't the ones making these rules or have any like actual statistics they're looking at. So they're just what they're hearing online is what they're taking like the Bible. So they're like, wear a mask, of course, and then they have to get on other people to wear it. But like something to consider is like when this happened to the NBA, when Rudy Gobert got it, they all shared a plane with Rudy Gobert, and on that plane was the Sacramento Kings team as well, and only Donovan Mitchell got it.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because they shared a plane with the Kings, or I believe it was the Kings, because they were playing the Thunder the next day. So out of all those guys, one person got it.
Wow.
Sharing that tight space of an airplane, where they recycle the air too. But if you have a mask, I say wear it. If you see someone not wearing it, I don't think there's any point to like get on them unless they're going around spitting in people's face. Like,
100%. No. And then another thing I just thought for like kids too, where it's I did see this one time where like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't gonna Heisman the kid, but I was like, madam, get your kids. But like, I think it's so hard, for the little ones to kind of like understand what's going on too, and like I have more patience for them too. Especially in stores where they're just being a kid, and but like for other adults, like I have like limited more. I have patience, but it's more limited. But as we swim out of COVID related things, just overall, I think people should spend more time doing like a mental health check of like 100% of of who they are, what they're doing, and like thinking about how can I make value out of this time right now, instead of being more future oriented and focusing on the day to day, where it's kind of like everyone's like, my job, this, food and things, this, where I understand like that's a stressor and things like that. But, relinquishing and accepting what you can accept and like controlling what you control is like so much mastery and power. Like if you file unemployment, you stressing about, is this going to come in Tuesday or Wednesday? It's not going to help. But did you do the work? Did you do the work to get, the different amenities, or do you need to hustle a little differently? So, people being able to just really like take that time and letting life, flow through them, and not just with that. But hopefully people are taking more time, just, focusing and getting fine tuned with themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I hope people try to better themselves out of the situation. Some will, some won't. That's life.
Have you been meditating?
Sure, why not?
So lying.
Doing other stuff, man. I still go to school.
I'm talking about this. I'm talking about your heart, your mind. Okay? I know you're my friend. You ain't gotta hide. You ain't gotta lie to kick it.
Oh my God. All right. So let's just change gears here. We got some topics we want to talk about.
Yes.
In the world.
But I'm curious because we are a, mental health, dating, relationship, kind of popular culture, kind of a, yawn count. type of a show, where would you, or it doesn't, I don't mind, where would you want to start off with things that are going on right now?
Yeah, let's talk about Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas, the foosball player.
Disclaimer. I am a Seahawks fan, but I also have a warm spot in my heart for the Ravens. So, do I hate Earl Thomas? Yeah, I do. Not to get too into it, but he broke his leg, flipped off the team because they didn't want to give him an extension. Then he went to the Ravens. Um, eh. But this makes me really hate him, what he did. So, this was kind of, I think everyone's heard about this, but I think it's interesting if we talk about it. Most interesting part, before this was reported, Earl Thomas came out on his social media and was like, hey, some stuff's going to come out, family related, and I think he said like shit happens. Like this was just, another day, another argument, just another couple argument. So, what essentially happened is Earl Thomas's wife, who, hold on, what's her name? It should be in this article I have in front of me. Nina. So Nina Thomas logged on to Earl Thomas's Snapchat because he just apparently left with his brother, didn't say where he was going to go. So she was a little suspicious. Logged on to his Snapchat, saw his location was at some random place. Turns out it was an Airbnb in Texas, like pretty close to where their home is. She decides, okay, let me grab the gun, let me grab my friend, and go see what this fucker is doing. Turns out, Earl is in bed with another woman, and originally they said that it was Earl and his brother in bed, so he's having a threesome with his brother, which is weird. But no, it came out that like his brother was in a separate room with another woman. His brother is Seth, so Seth and Earl just having fun. She held the gun to his head. Nina held the gun to Earl's head. Because what she did was she took the clip out, so it didn't have a magazine in it, but of course there was one in the chamber, so she could have easily blown his head off. So she was arrested, and shit happens.
Wow. So, are they still together?
I have no idea. The funniest part is this happened 2 days before Mother's Day.
Lord forgive me, I've been on a rampage. #future. Interesting. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Earl Thomas come out with like a book and like some like social injustice type of thing, or I may be thinking of somebody else?
I can look that up real quick.
But anyway, I'm thinking of like a particular Breakfast Club interview, but like, let's start with how social distancing or this whole, no, it might be a different, I think it might be
no book. Yeah.
He doesn't, but like, like that's like, like he really risked, well, he didn't risk it all because he lost, but he really said, fuck this distancing, I'm about to go get some poom poom.
With my brother.
Tag team! Yes! Do you think
that's Robert? We made a whole podcast called Black Men Don't Cheat.
Hey, that's a black boy. That's not a man. That's not a black man, okay?
Okay.
Men, you see this beautiful chocolatey skin? We don't cheat over here. The gated community. He ain't coming in. We spot him a mile away.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, you're good. You're good. I'm curious, why do you, I would, I shouldn't say this. We're both faithful dudes. Why do you think, sir, some dudes just want to risk it all? Do you think it's more of like the rush? Was it unhappiness? Like, it's a fucking pandemic.
Yeah, no, I think it's 100% the rush. I feel like Earl Thomas is a pretty vocal guy. I feel like he's well-spoken. Honestly, I was surprised when the story came out. So I feel like if there was an issue, he would just talk about it. He wouldn't like sit in an unhappy place. So I think it's just the rush, and I don't know, man. I don't know. The guy, like, that's your wife. That's your your baby mama. That's, I don't know. I don't see how he could do that. But I'm not in his shoes. I don't know his situation. But from an outside perspective, he looks like a scumbag.
Oh, so he can't be forgiven, Cons? Are you really? He can't be forgiven for what he has done.
If I'm his wife, I wouldn't forgive him. No, why would I?
What? This is a millennial relationship. Somebody's got to cheat for them to know that it's worth it.
That is straight out of Reverend Future Hendrix right there.
Hey, we're gonna talk about his album, but no, it's kind of like. Do you see how like it's like a cycle of like trauma? Like I don't even know like they're more of the backgrounds because you're more of a football guy than me, but it's kind of like I don't fault her for her reaction for like all that what she did, but it's kind of like all these stereotypes get reinforced. How black boys cheat. Oh, look at me, they calling me. How black boys cheat, and like how she got her girlfriend. They got into the Jeep, and then like she pointed the gun to his head. Like that just reinforces a stereotype that women and then especially black women are like crazy. But it's kind of like, yo, we'll just say you're a hardworking man, right? You're working 9 to 5. I'm pretty sure she's holding it down, and you get off work, and then you just hear. You hear them cheeks being clapped, and you're like, I'm not clapping them cheeks. That's not me. And you go in there, or it's kind of like, obviously, it's kind of hard for anyone to like. I think I know there's a law on this where like you just snap and you make a decision, where it's kind of like you're like, yo, the person that I pledge my life to is, how could they do that? And it always baffles on my mind that people don't weigh the risk of like hurt when they're unhappy.
Yeah, that's a really good point. But I don't know. Do you think he was unhappy? That's why he didn't weigh the risks.
Ooh, I love that. I don't think he was unhappy. I just think it's just modeled in male community and society that I always relate to like a card game where it's kind of like, I think you have to correct me, it's kind of like you have to get to like 21.
Mm-hmm, that's blackjack.
Yeah, and you have to hold like people are never like content. J. Cole says this, there's always going to be a better bitch, there's always going to be a faster car, and it's kind of like there's not too many people that actually care about you, or like they're like, cost, like, yo, how's work going? Like, I see that you're stressed. Like, when we get this money and we get our chains and stuff, a lot of people are going to see the exterior, but I'm always going to remind you that does she really care about your mental? Where like, if you didn't have that chain anymore, would she still treat you, the same? And I think people just it's just like male culture is kind of like, there's never enough, or where it's kind of like you got like one girl, one family, it's enough. Like that's true manhood.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that. Yeah, I agree with you. It does feel like it's never enough, but sometimes you need perspective, man. Sometimes you need to look up, from an outside perspective and be like, hey, I'm making, I don't know how much you made, probably close to somewhere around 10 million this year, maybe more. I have my family, I have all this. You don't expect, your mistake could lead to you getting your head blown off, but that could have happened. That could have easily happened, dude. And, I don't think his wife was in the right either to bring a gun to that situation.
I still don't blame her though. Like, hey, like, I'll give you an example. So we look at Russell Wilson and Sierra, we look at Patrick Mahomes and his girl, and then I think Richard Sherman. Is Richard Sherman? He has a wife, right? Richard Sherman?
He might, yeah. I don't know anything about.
But okay, what's just those three guys, right? What's just those three guys? And I'll even speak on Patrick Mahomes. This is much I know about football. Didn't he get with his girl from like college, and like she's like he's like, this is like my girl, like for sure, like no matter what. And like there's not enough stories that, because like watch this. The media doesn't talk about more like safe relationships for like Patrick Mahomes and Sierra and Russell Wilson. Like you hear about it, but not as much. It's not as juicy of the story of Future sending all of his BMs Happy Mother's Day, right? It's kind of like, why can't we hear more things about like positive like role models and figures of like, yo, it's just very interesting because it's just not as entertaining. This is entertaining. A threesome and a gun? Sign me up.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a good example of that I do believe it is either his, I think it's his girlfriend from college. And yeah, she's kind of annoying, but yeah, it's
Why is
nice.
she going?
Oh, just like actually, Barstool Sports came out with this whole article about why she's annoying, but were just a bunch of like petty New England fans because she was like dancing on the sideline after they beat the Patriots and put it on TikTok. It was funny article, but yeah, she just does a lot of TikTok stuff, which it is what it is.
Quick side take. Does Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, do they go over 500 or under 500?
Over playoff team. I can't guarantee a Super Bowl.
All right.
That's my point of view.
All right. Is New England under or over?
I could see him being right 500, 8-8.
Thank you. That's where I'm going with that. So I got something for you.
Cheat. Hold on. Cheese. Yeah, that's it. Cheese.
You know, when we get our studio, we're gonna have a nice picture. And I almost forgot about this. This is why you gotta have a go host like yourself. Yo, Future, it's got a new album. Please tell me you listened.
I did.
What is your review on it? I'm pulling some shit up.
Review musically, I think it's all right. It's just, I don't know. It's like any other Future album. There's like a couple bangers.
Or the bangers?
I don't even know off the top of my head. I don't know. I listened to it once and that was it. Maybe I'm just not a big Future guy, but I've just all his albums sound rushed.
That's actually kind of fun. Are you more of a Future like the personality fan, or it sounds like that, right?
Yeah, no, I like Future as the personality. Well, I like to study him.
Yes, he is our active live case study. So you can tell I'm very giddy about this because in Future we trust. So I just think he's just misunderstood. Where it's kind of like he's like a fuck boy who didn't know what he had, and he found, and then Sierra helped him because you see what CC did with Russell. They're building together, and like he wasn't ready, and then he got ready, and then he's like, oh fuck, I got this bastard taking care of my son. Fuck him, and then like, cause you can just tell in all of his songs, like while they're away, he's like, I'm gonna get my girl back, F that dude, he ain't gonna throw it. He did a lot of stuff, but I just think like he's like maturing slowly, and like he's just a broken-hearted simp, and he just focused on his dark side.
Really, I have a different perspective on Future.
Okay.
Future, especially since his most recent album, I feel like he is an old bitter man. I feel like Future is that guy who like peaked in high school or college. Like he's like a fifth, sixth, seventh year senior, and that's like the lifestyle he misses. But now he's realizing the guy's almost 40, and like it's not cool to live like that anymore. So that's why he has to brag. Like the song was all just like him flexing. Like the guy, like look, I actually pulled up a tweet he had when he his son with Sierra, that is now Russell Wilson's son.
Oh yeah.
So the kid's name is Future. So he said, "Happy birthday, Future. Love you forever, twin." So even when he's wishing his own son happy birthday, he still makes it about himself.
Oh, you, sir, have came. You okay? So, okay, I got something for you to kick back on that. Yes, now we have some confrontation. So, I'm gonna push back on. He's definitely bitter. I definitely believe this is bitter. I'm still gonna say brokenhearted simp that didn't know what he had, because in essence, this is fucked up. In the tweets he was doing for like Mother's Day, right? He did wish all of his baby moms happiest Mother's Day. That we can't hate on that. Yes, we're laughing because it's seven different women, but he still wished them happy Mother's Day. Now his most recent tweets when he's kind of like saying, "You can't gas up an ugly bitch" or some shit like that. Now that is just pure comedy and hilarious. But it's kind of like, when do we give him some wiggle room where it's kind of like he can't do nothing nice for, girlfriend 17, even though it's the same like date night package he did before, where it's kind of like he wants to be different. It's just like we put him in this futuristic box. And we don't let him like, yo, he wished his baby mom happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. I mean, did you see, though, out of all of them, Sierra got the dirtiest one?
What did it say?
He said, "Happy birthday, C. ... Baby Future's life. Appreciate you." All the other ones, it was pretty like nice. That one was the coldest.
Because he cares the most. He still cares about her. And he's like, turn her ankle, Russell. Is there any validity in truth when the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl or something like that, Future came, or the Atlanta Hawks, I forget, whatever, they were playing Future's music. Do you really think that gets like a Russell Wilson if they like play some Future?
That man has the power of Jesus and God in his mind. That nothing gets to him.
Yes, the Holy Spirit is powerful. The holy water is great. I'm not trying to say this will overtake the Holy Spirit, but the dirty Sprite water, I don't know. Okay, let's say this is the last thing we'll move on for this. So the whole beginning of the album, because we'll definitely talk about more different albums, different artists, things like that. The very first 9 songs sound the fucking same. Where I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But I'm on here. I promise you, the album changed when he switched to, it was 16, 19, 20, those, I'm like 16, 17, 18, and 19. Yeah, and 20. All those songs, I can listen on repeat. You have Accepting My Flaws, Life is Good, I already heard that. Last Name, Tycoon, and 100 Shooters. Last Name is talking about a lot of social issues that I liked, and then Lil Durk did a hell of a job. And then Accepting My Flaws, at the beginning of it, if you listen to it, he's talking about, man, you fuck with me, girl. And then this is like my favorite line. Lord, please forgive me, I'm going on a rampage. And he talks about his like toxic behavior and talking about like him like performing. And then last but not least, Tycoon was just talking about like being rich, but like I really like the concept of Accepting My Flaws and like Last Name, because like I feel like when Future really taps into like his toxicity for like good, for a message, it works. But Accepting My Flaws,
at least he's self-conscious and he knows he's toxic, and like I think he buys into the meme at this point.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
I think that's what the whole Mother's Day thing was. I think that's Future just buying into like he is Reverend Future Hendrix, preaching from the Bible of misogyny.
She's for the streets. She's for the streets.
Yeah.
So what's time?
I have no idea.
No idea. All right. Well, we'll keep going until they say something. But let's switch gears. Talk about some. What? Is it Doja time?
Yeah. Do you wanna lead with Doja, or should we talk about the word simp?
Okay.
Because I feel like they go hand in hand. I think.
Okay. So, Simp Nation, You told me before this blew up that we gotta talk about simps. You were on this. I gotta give you credit. You were fucking on this shit. Yo, I'm gonna tell us right now. Me and you we're both simps. We are both simps. And simps is actually derogatory.
Oh, it absolutely is. It is a terrible thing to be called.
Exactly. And this is why women, if you're listening, this is why I can say the N-word, but I'm gonna lessen them. And I'm gonna lessen them. This is why dudes don't like to express their emotions because like have you ever like I've heard like girls talk about ex-girls friends where like a guy comes in, he had a long day and he wants to be the little spoon. And I've heard them be like, why he want to be a little spoon? All this other stuff. Where I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Where I'm like, man, you feel vulnerable. Just hold your man, hold him down. He'll build the house tomorrow. Just help him out.
Nice to be a little spoon once in a while.
I know. But yeah, just being a simp is like, okay, now I see there's two darker sides. Here are my theories. So darker side being a simp is being a yes man.
Hold on real quick. Can I give the definition? Because I have it pulled up.
Okay, perfect.
For people listening that might not know.
Mm-hmm.
So, based off of Urban Dictionary, a simp is someone who is submissive to their girlfriend / crush. They do unnecessary tasks for women and waste money on girls for nothing in return, usually. Simp Nation is the collection of all simps. Do not become a part of Simp Nation and help bros who might be succumbing to Simp Nation. The example they use is Joey. I started doing my crush's homework for her. When do you think she'll ask me out? Ethan, welcome to Simp Nation.
Hey, having a little simp is not, hey, we're cool, okay? We know when to say no. I know this is crushing for us, but we are simps. We're fucking simps. Like, this is like the N-word for dating. So
2020 it is, dude. Like, you would be surprised if you just go on like YouTube or TikTok or anywhere, people throw out that word so much. Like, if you leave, let's say you like an Instagram model and you leave a comment like, oh, you look really nice today, 100% someone's gonna say simp, like responding to your comment.
Wait, does this mean simp?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay, I see people on TikTok do this shit, and I was like, that.
Oh, you're talking like the.
Like yeah, that means simp.
That just means you're shy.
What the fuck? Is that fucking American Sign Language? Like
I'm shy.
Bro, they stole that shit from anime, bro. Like,
oh yeah, that's exactly where it came from. And you twiddle your feet too while you do it. I'm shy.
Naruto.
But no, dude, this is like simp for 2020. It's taken over. Like there was a YouTuber who actually I'd like your opinion on this. His name's iDubbbz. He has like 6-7 million subscribers. Creates kind of toxic but really funny content. He made a really good video on why white people should say the N-word. Like he brought up some really interesting points.
And
nonetheless,
that white people should never say it still, right?
I'll send it to you. You'll love the video.
White people don't say it. I'm gonna correct you.
But
slavery.
He has a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend who's I believe she's a Twitch streamer, and she announced on Twitter that she's gonna start an OnlyFans account. Just post nothing nude, but like kind of skimpy photos, just to kind of make a little more income. And everyone got on his case that like, well, people started asking like, is Ethan okay with this? Or not Ethan, Ian. His name's Ian, but iDubbbz. Like, is Ian okay with this? What does he have to say about this? And she's like, yeah, he's totally fine and supportive of this. And then he came out on Twitter and said, yeah, like, I'm totally fine with people jacking off to my girlfriend. And then people went crazy calling him a simp, calling him a cuck. Just like,
what is that?
A cuck, like a cuckold.
Oh. Okay.
Like, Yeah, and he came out and he doubled down. He's like, yeah, sure, I'm a simp or whatever. Like, this is what I do, and he got a lot of hate for it. The way he came out about it wasn't the best because he like kind of antagonized his fan base. But I see nothing wrong with the position he took. Like, if his girlfriend wants to have an OnlyFans where like people see her in lingerie, I don't think he should be like control her.
Okay, here's the difference. Oh, okay, this is great. See, I like how the emotional intelligence goes back and forth because we already know we gotta have more women on here. But here's the thing: if my girl's like, "Yo, I need an OnlyFans," and I'm like, "You gonna be the only one." so, so let's talk about that. Okay, there comes a standard of like because your partner is a representation of who you are, right? Where it's kind of like, granted, I feel like we always have to say this because a lot of social media for women's rights, for women to do everywhere they want. But here's the thing. If I'm like, guess what, babe? I'm going to wear a Speedo and have an imprint of my boing out. Let's go shopping. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, we're not going anywhere. Or, hey, I have my boing. Hey, it doesn't matter. It's what I want to do with my imprint. It's what I want to do. They're not going to let me into the store. They're going to be like, sir. And then they're going to see I'm black. And they're going to be like, sir, black sir, please.
Someone call the police.
Exactly. You cannot conjugate here. And it's kind of like where there has to be like, for example, where it's kind of like, and this is like so extreme. Like if I drop this phone, gravity, it's an undeniable fact. It's going to get caught. We don't live in a society where it's kind of like this faux-ness where it's kind of like we can say that we can be all free, but like there's so many social injustices and things like that where it's kind of like, and we've already kind of built in standards where it's kind of like, I know I can cognitively have the cognitive flexibility to like look beyond like if a woman wants to wear a bikini to like a job interview where like I'd be like that's an interesting choice of clothing to a job interview, but I can also see that maybe she's like super dope for the position because she knows what the fuck she's talking about. We may have to talk about what's workplace acceptable, where it's kind of like I don't know, I feel like we kind of blur like a little bit of things where it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like I would just getting back on the subject where it's just like I don't think I could be with a girl who had like an OnlyFans and they're showing their body. Now, if they're just showing their feet, I want 5%. I'm fine with that. But no, it's just kind of like I am not just speaking for me. It's kind of like I wouldn't feel or want my girl to feel like she has to do that, like to expose her body, and that's something we do between each other. It's kind of like I wouldn't want to. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. It's like I ain't fucking deal with it. So, what about you?
Interesting.
Would you be with a chick that does like OnlyFans?
If it's no like nudity, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Like if she wants to just put up pictures of like her cleavage or like what she looks like in a bathing suit or lingerie, I would have no issue with that. If anything, I'd brag about that. Be like, look at that. Like I get to see all of it. I get to see all of it. If it's like borderline porn at that point, then I'm a bit like, ooh, okay, maybe we should like discuss this. I don't feel comfortable.
It like it's like yeah, it's like what you do like when you leave the house. It's almost kind of like okay, let's put it like this. Let's say you rob a bank, right? And it's 100% on you. It still looks eerily on your family. Let's say you kill some people. People are gonna know your family as, oh, that's cost a killer. And your mom and like your sister and your dad, they like that affects them. So I think for me, I think formulating my positive thought where it's kind of like there's like an effect that we have to be acknowledged from both ways. Where like how men can't control the narrative where like you can't wear this or anything like that, but also being cognizant of like, yo, that could have implications. And we're not just talking like a person like going out in public and a woman wearing a very tasteful like outfit, but it's kind of like having OnlyFans or things like that, where it's kind of like if you go to like a parent-teacher conference. And little Billy's like, what's your mom do? She's got an OnlyFans. Or she shows up and it's kind of like.
She's a content creator.
I think it's just kind of like we don't have like that deep talk about like, yo, all of our actions have consequences. And like, I really wish we lived in a world where everyone could come to the table. And if some people want to have their left titty out or someone want to have their left testicle out, and we just stop sexualizing, different, hey, I'm a busy man, money calling, hello. So it's just like, so it's, next time I'm just going to pick it up because this person I actually can't talk about. But for me, I guess I'm like fearful or like people are so afraid to talk about this because everyone is quick to be, and I don't mean to out you, where it's kind of like everyone's quick to, what do you call it, to jump on something without like hearing something out first, where it's kind of like when we were on our way back from like Dragon Ball Z and like how we had the conversation, we were like, oh, I'm just curious, what do you think about, white people saying the N-word and shit like that, where like how you like crafted that and we had that conversation, that always sits with me like really well because like it came from a very genuine spot where it's like that whole intent versus impact where like I know your intent wasn't bad, but you're like, I know the impact and implications of what this word is. And just for people listening, he didn't say the N-word. He was just a very inquisitive person. Just to throw that out there. And it's never that conversation that people are having about like, yo, I feel uncomfortable if you have like a see-through thing and I see your areola and like I'm having insecurities and she's like, yo, mind your business. It's cool. And it's just like, it's just never that. It just comes out in fucking different ways. So.
Definitely. So, kind of going towards what we wanted to get to, Simp, Doja Cat. Do you want to break down the story?
You might have to break down the story to help me to break this one down, but.
All right. So pretty much, on Instagram Live, the beautiful Doja Cat said, if her song, "Say So," which it came out, the new one with the remix with Nicki Minaj. If it hits number 1 on the Billboard 100, she'll show her boobs on Instagram Live or on Twitter. But she said she would show her boobs. And, society being society, went out and they did it. They got her song to number 1. I actually saw a really funny TikTok where this guy recorded her saying that she would show her boobs. And then he's like, it cut to the next part where he just had like 10 devices all like playing the song. It was a good TikTok. Shout out to that guy. I wish I had his username, but I don't.
What was the song?
The song?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Say So remix.
Okay. Can you sing a little bit? Did you stream it?
Maybe once. So it hits number 1 and then everyone's like, okay, Doja, show us the goods, eh?
Oh, so you was waiting.
Hey. And then on Instagram Live she comes out and says, it was just a prank, guys. You got played. She said, you got played. I was never gonna show my tits, but thanks for getting my song to number 1. And people lost their shit. The simps lost their shit. We were promised something and we didn't get it. So to retaliate, I don't know if you saw this. This was a TikTok thing. They decided to pick a random song, the worst song I've ever heard in my life, called "The Times We Had" by Barlito, some unknown kid on Spotify, and try to make that song number 1. I think it's number 5 right now.
Damn.
It's awful. It is an awful song.
Okay.
Like recorded in a bathroom, awful. But shout out to him. He's getting free publicity. And that's how the simps reacted. And yeah, what's your point of view on this? Is Doja Cat fair to do this and abuse nice gentlemen like this?
Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm glad that you would say this because You fallen for my trap card. I can't believe y'all fell for that shit. I caught the tail end of that when they were like, I'm gonna show. I was like, do you really think Doja Cat is gonna show those tatas? Even though as glorious they look, it was a fucking trap. Now here's the thing: she has such a cool, dope personality where like it was believable, and that's called in the counseling world emotional manipulation or gaslighting or right, gaslighting. Would it be considered gaslighting? I think so. So I never, well, when I heard of it, I never put any merit into it. I just didn't believe that. But I just find it interesting because it kind of goes to the interview I had with Brittany, and yo, there's just this world that females can be like, yo, if I get number one, I'm showing my tits. We're like, this is great. Now just think of Justin Timberlake being like, guess what? If my song is number one, I'm gonna show my winger dinger. Do you think Justin Timberlake? It would be a horrible article. They'd be like, Justin Timberlake, he's a freak, he's a sexual pervert.
Imagine underage girls saying it.
But here's the
it's the life we live in.
Yeah, here's the backwardness society that we just fucking live in, where it's kind of like I've accepted like girls are gonna get into the club for $5 and I'm gonna have to pay the $15, and it's just kind of like it's just sad that we ignore that. Where it's kind of like it's not a bad thing. Where it's kind of like where people when they say that they are colorblind or I don't see race, yeah, the fuck right. It's kind of like women, y'all have certain you get certain things, and obviously because it's a male-driven society, we get more things, based on like our maleness, race, and privilege, and socioeconomic status. Where it's kind of like, as kind of hypocritical as it is, like she can say that. Where it's kind of like it's kind of also in a sense our fault too as well a little bit because we sexualize the female body so much, and like we just make male bodies creepy and. We just do. So, are you not a Doja Cat fan anymore?
No, I'm still a fan. It was a good play by her. I'll give her that. I just wanted her to face repercussion to put that out in the industry that you can't do this. You shouldn't do this. I want there to be repercussions either from fans or, from who knows what. Like, hey, this wasn't cool.
It's okay, man. You're gonna take this 500 for Simp Life. You took it, and you and the Simp Nation. So we can wrap some things up. I'm just curious, what's in with your top 3 simps that belong in the Simp Hall of Fame? And I'll start. Sanji Vinsmoke.
Who?
One Piece.
Oh.
Sanji Vinsmoke. He is top tier simp material. Wouldn't trust him, wouldn't throw. He's leaving us next. Motherfucking Pewter City, the only black person for 120 episodes in Pokemon, fucking Brock. Brock was on Nurse Joy. He was like,
That's a good one. That's a good
Brock.
one. The only black character.
The only black character. Now, I want to say another simp, and I don't know if this is a bad thing. Because I don't want to just give 100% anime. I want to give like a real life person. This might get pushed back. The Fresh Prince Will Smith. He was a fucking simp, but he was cool with it though. He was fucking cool with it. And he showed 90 simps how to simp and be smooth with it. So those are my top 3 simps in the Simp Hall of Fame. You don't have to have 3, but who are your top simps that you want to recognize?
I think I have 2. Real person, Chris Humphries. The guy who married Kim Kardashian. He played for the Nets and the Celtics. He played in the NBA. That guy's a simp. That guy fell for her trap. Him, yeah, he even proposed. And then if we're gonna do an anime one, I hate to do it, but I gotta put my guy Naruto in there.
Yo, don't ever disrespect the GOAT like that, bro. He ended with best girl Hinata, bro. Come on.
One, Hinata is not the best. Two, he was a simp for Sakura. You can't say he wasn't. Like, he was literally the entire series did anything for her, and she just told him, "Clean my shoes."
Okay, when they were about to go to the Hokage summit, yeah, we were about to get real nerdy. She was like, "Naruto, come here. I got something to tell you. I love you." And he said, "Bitch, if you fucking say some whack ass shit like that again, you don't fucking love me. Fuck out of here. Don't play. Don't." Chad gave me that kiss. He said, "Stop lying to yourself." I was like, Naruto. Ooh. So that's not being. I will say this. He graduated. I'll give you that. He graduated. He said he put on that Chris Brown, even though it's terrible, not a great person mentioned in the discussion right now, but he said, "Fuck." He read what was in fucking Kakashi and Jiraiya Sensei's book? It was fucking future fucking Hendrix. They were reading from the book of the future. And Naruto read it. He said, "Fuck you." Actually, I'm just curious, before we sign off, who's better than fucking Hinata? Hinata's best girl.
I like Sasuke. I like Sakura.
Yo, she's...
I like Ino.
That is the useless trio.
Okay, sure they're useless, but what is there any useful girl in that fucking show?
Oh, the Mizukage, fucking Hinata. Oh, don't come for my girl, yo. Oh,
Kishimoto said himself he doesn't know how to write female characters.
What are you talking about? He did. And okay, we're gonna save this Hinata has Otsuki blood inside of her. She's able to.
We've lost our audience at this point. Talking anime.
It is okay. But we won't do our sour and sweet type of thing because it's me and Koss because we're just going off the rip. But this has been. Hold
on. One more topic we didn't touch upon. It was going to be your favorite topic, Mr. LeBron.
Bro, we'll save it for next one.
We're saving that? Okay.
For the second one. So we're fucking back, yo.
Yeah, it felt real good. Real nice.
Yeah, return of the Max.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. This is Robert. This has been Play No Games. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Koss, play us out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. Really like it. Really love you. And have a great time. Great day.
We are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. All right.
Bye.
If you know where that's from, though.
You gon' get me in some trouble, ooh, damn, you's a fine, I should double you. Baby, I came here to win, ain't taking no L's, I ain't come to lose. I'm rockin' come take our songs, oh, that's your friend, she should come with you. Chase. On me, for me, chase.